All right, guys. So about a week ago, I gave you a recap, and to be quite frank with you, a lot, an entire lot has happened in the last week and a half. But if you haven't had a chance, and I'm encouraging you to send your links out if you already have a SoFi bank account, regardless of, I don't care if you're linked up with me, that doesn't really matter to me as much. What really matters is that you're utilizing this income, right? Because to be frank with you, you can miss this halving and it will be a financial mistake, a huge financial mistake. So let me give you some revelations. And these are going to come, and for those of you who understand the spirit, that's cool. Some of you are going to get confused, no big deal. But I've told you in 2012 there was a halving, right? And that was associated with Bitcoin. It was $12.26. 2016, it was $11 or $1,100. I'm sorry. And then when we started our group in 2020, it was actually right before. It was like $6,100, right? So, and today we know it sits at 70,000, right? So if you don't know anything else, you know that something that jumps from $12 to 70,000 in 12 years is a pretty amazing feat. Well, that was amazing, right? But what's even more amazing is every point of emphasis that I've told you about that God was waking me up on in 2012, January 21st of 2012, which 21 is the number of the Exodus, I ministered that have faith in God message, right? And speaking to that mountain. And that was the first time I saw Moses' feet and Moses' staff. And I ministered at a funeral of all places, right? It was a eulogy for my aunt, Ida Sherman, who named me Brian because she couldn't have children. Okay, so that was 2012. 2016 was when I was driving in Chicago and I'm stuck in traffic and I look at the big building and something says, what stops you from owning something like that? And I'm like, I mean, come on, right? Like, even if you are a seven-figure earner, to buy the Sears Tower, you have to be that's a pretty lofty goal, right? You better have some connections and some investment capital, right? And I'm like, I don't know, but I realized I never thought like that. Well, 2016 was also a halving. Then in 2020, I hear God say, stop attending to Pharaoh's business, get up and build for your people. Now, some of you would say, oh, that's a heck of a coincidence. I would call it a 3. And I like to tell people, and I've said this the whole time, where you find a 3, it is the only wise God. It's no one else. He allows us not to ignore it, right? And so if you have reasonable common sense, you would understand that 12 years ago, he gives me a vision of, I can see Pharaoh. And I can see Pharaoh coming in hot on the children of Israel. And then literally 8 years after that, oh wow, new beginning in Pharaoh. I hear, stop attending to Pharaoh's business, get up and build for your people. And then all 3 of the messages, get to know me intimately in 2016, along with seeing that Sears Tower. And what do you call a dream that outperforms you? It's a corporation, because you need other builders and dreamers to help you fulfill it. For those who don't really get it, Diamond VIP is the beginning of me building that corporation. So anytime I show you where it's gone over the last year or 2 weeks or whatever it is, that's what I'm really speaking to. I'm speaking prophetically. I don't speak to the moment all the time. I really don't. And the reason I don't is I am actually a visual artist. And you have to know, as you look at Brian Peterson's art and how beautiful it is, we obviously see something, right? I mean, everybody doesn't see what Brian Peterson sees. That's some amazing artwork. And I just want you to grasp that thought, that we started with Team No One Left Behind, a Susu idea, a family, community, us all coming together, and what would happen if we did that. And we fell for it. We fell for the okie doke. I'm not talking about, because I didn't. You know, I supported the people. We backed it up. I gave people resources. Matter of fact, Deuce Coleman was in the group, the gentleman that introduced me to the mom of Brian Peterson, just so you know, right? He was in the group 4 years ago. And we stuck it out. And that's what God told me was the most important thing. I mean, I think I love you guys. I do. I love people. I love how people think. But the most erroneous way to possibly think is, I gotta have. That's the worst way to think. When you're stuck in thinking like that, you miss all of the details, all the good things that God is showing us. So I personally feel, and I've shared this with a couple of people, that the Spirit was leading us toward Bitcoin cryptocurrency. And for some of us, you think that this is new to me. It's not. 5 years ago, I was studying up on it, and I was ready to do it put major money in it. And I know why God told me to stop. It was to find you. And I spend a lot of time trying to help you understand how important you are to God, because, you know, for him to stop me, I don't lack resources. I don't lack things, right? He's saying very loudly that your humanity, you human being, we all know this, but I need you to take this in your spirit, because someone is feeling very low right now, and you're thinking, I'm not that important to God. That's a lie from the pit of hell. That is coming from the enemy. He numbered even the hairs on top of your head. That's how deeply, how intimately he's involved in your life. I mean, just my eyebrows, I ain't got time to count those, right? But imagine the hairs on top of your head. It would take a magnifying glass for the average human being to do so. And so I need you to understand that God is not a man that he should lie. He's not a man, right, that he should lie. Nor is he the son of man that he should repent of that lie. Now, when I say networking, I'm talking about community and family. That's the only approach you should take to networking. How can I make this person a part of my community and a part of my family? But when I say a part of my community, I'm not talking about to tower over them, to be dogmatic over them, and lead them in that way. That's not what this is for. This is so the person can feel empowered, right? That they can be connected to any human being. I was talking to Kevin Levine yesterday, and Doc Walls happened to call, so then I just tapped Doc Walls in on a call with Kevin. And Kevin Levine actually admitted himself. He said, you know, a lot of these people, man, you let me talk to, because really the only reason why he gets to talk to them is because he calls me, right? I'm going to give you my number. My number is 502, area code 502-502-235-0617. You could text me as long as it's respectful. And guess what? We can build a real relationship, and we can become real family, because that's really all I really care about. Some of you, see, I got it when God gave it to me, because I've already seen the hierarchy of what he was showing me, that eventually this is going to go to houses, land, villages, businesses, skyscrapers downtown, the whole nine. But I always constantly watch people want to shortcut. And the thing they try to shortcut the most is their ambition. Money. Now, I got to have it. I want that business, Brian. But I need you to know it's not attractive to any human being on earth. I'm going to iCapital Invest. And this is just, he's teaching us about capital. We're not even like, this is just anything you need capital for. A movie, TV, film, a project downtown, whatever it is, millions of dollars. And the man spends a lot of time, just like I spend a lot of time with you, teaching on relationship. And that's just something I knew, right? Because I sold luxury cars, right? I sell luxury, right? So I know in the luxury market, if you come with the okie doke of now, good luck. Good luck selling. You haven't built a relationship. You haven't listened to the golf scramble news that they want to talk about. I'm just telling you the truth. You have to learn to care. Sometimes we're broke because we don't learn to care. And I'd like to help you. So here's where we are. Love you all to life. We're building this business. We're building this community. It's going places. As I was talking to the lady from a mentorship program that I want to sit and listen to, mentorship on finance and all these different things, Merlin, and she says to me, "Your group sounds amazing. How can I be a part?" And we were talking about connection and people and who you put people in front of. Your group sounds amazing. How can I be a part? I'm taking that time because I'm wondering how many times you've explained what we really are. What if, or do you even know what we really are? What if you could invest in people? That's me. And when I say invest in you, this time that I'm putting into you is more valuable than any dollar I put into you. It is. When I had no money, I said, of my time, my talents, my abilities, and my resources, and my money, give I unto you, Lord, when the enemy was telling me you're broke, 2007. Moral to what I'm telling you is, that was 2007. Some of you don't even understand what happened during that time, but I'll break it down for you. In '06, I picked up Stephen K. Scott's book, The Richest Man Who Ever Lived. He sat right over there in my car as I drove him to the airport 2 years ago. And that was literally 16 years after I had read this man's book, and it began the process of changing my life. If you don't get those questions in your head that make you want to stop doing what you're doing and start doing something new, you can get lucky. You can earn money, and you can get money in the lottery. You can get lucky in cryptocurrency. You can get lucky anywhere you want to get lucky. The whole reason why I do this the way I do it is because I realize if you don't understand money, you're going to lose it. That's why I'm being a big brother. That's it. But God gave me my role. My role is I think like an investor, but the investment is you. That's my role. He took my mind off of dropping $50,000 into cryptocurrency or Bitcoin and making, guys, I'd have almost, well, wait a minute, 7.7, that's almost 8 times 7. It's $560,000. Now, how many of you would have put more time into people than $560,000 over the last 4 years? How many of you would do that? That, my friend, is the tithe that I was talking about. I tithe in time, resources, money, and even opportunities for you. Who are you willing to tithe for? Even if it's just some old clothes that are sitting in your closet doing nothing, who can you bless? When your mind becomes about that, I promise you God will open up doors for you. Now, when I was in, I want to tell you this because I drink it every day. When I was in Africa, we actually had some of this, right? Soursop. And I drank some one morning. It was kind of thick, and it's an actual fruit. You can look it up, Asia, Africa, they use it. Look up the healing properties of this fruit. This is 100%. You can buy it anywhere. Well, online, I take that back. But the antioxidants, and this is not something I get paid on. This is just something I'm giving you a tip. But this superfruit is amazing. It is with the pulp, so it's a little thick, but it's 100% squeezed. I order it. It comes in, and I try to drink it at least once a day in the morning. Oh, this one comes from, okay, this one is coming out of California. Okay, so they process it there. But it's called Nilo. It's a source of life. I'd look it up. It's not that expensive to buy. Well, it's not. $30, $36, something like that for a case of, doesn't get me through a whole month, but hey, not bad, not bad to introduce that into your life. Yeah, get with it. And on that, the Africa trip, when I say it's paid dividends, guys, and you have a chance to make it to Africa, please go. I've had a couple of conversations with people. You're looking at 1,000-year-old trees. The motherland will speak to you. I don't care who you are, a human being, because that's the circle of life. It will speak to you. God bless you all. Love you. See you on the other side.